also believe that you had the habit of daydreaming a lot when you were studying in St. Stephen's, going to that Bhelpuri Bandi and...
Who have you been talking to?
I read a lot.
Yeah.
What were you daydreaming about back then? You know, this was your college
I'm telling
days.
you, I can completely zone out, you know, and I can start thinking about a story. Forget college. If I'm supposed to go from point A to point B for work, and I'm driving, and I used to drive for some time in Bombay, I used to be driving outside of Bombay also. I wouldn't realize that I have gone this way or that, and my mother said, you're dangerous. Not only because you can't drive properly, but you don't even know where are you ending up, so you have to stop driving. So imagine if I can zone out on Mumbai roads where the traffic can kill you. College is a piece of cakewalk. But yes, I do zone out a lot. If I get an interesting idea, if it's taken root in my mind, you know, nothing can take me away from that. So I start thinking about it, enjoying, and you know, discovering more. So I do disconnect a little bit from my immediate environment,
Okay.
which means that you should not trust me as a driver, and in any other area of life where you need to, I'm responsible for your life and safety.
Does Prakash know what
Prakash knows very well. He knows very well. Now he's been telling me, now at least you try and drive. I said, you know, my father banned me from driving for a reason. There's a big reason for that.
You're not allowed to drive at home?
My father would not let me touch the car after, because it was not, because he said not for your safety, but for the people on the road, I will not let you drive. So I had to give up driving, and ever since I haven't really driven.
So when you zone out and think about whatever these ideas, you know, I'm assuming that a lot of them are stories which probably end up as...
They're only stories, you know. See, actually the stories that actually come out, be it a film script or be it a novel, there are like 100 dead stories, and then this one story comes alive.
Right.
So you have to go through that graveyard of ideas and characters and, you know, interesting one lines that you've left behind, and you know, out of that, maybe, because you know, the idea has to really attract you, because you are going to spend 2 years of your life living, nurturing it and making it come alive. So it has to be an equal attraction in that sense. So while I'm zoning out, I'm actually, there's a lot to think, because out of that will come that one idea that you want to give your heart and soul to, and you want to nurture it and then bring it out in the world.
So what is the difference between a good idea and a not so exciting idea? Is it something which really makes you want to write again, or?
You know, what is a good idea and what is a bad idea? There are two ways to look at it. One is an external validation, perhaps from a source that you trust, that you think. But a lot of us rely on that, but I use that at a later stage, because I feel that first I need that validation from my own self, that, you know, will I be interested in putting 2 years of my life into this idea. For example, after Bombay Duck came out, I was floored with the offers by all the key publishing houses, because Bombay Duck did really well. So they wanted me to come out with another Bombay Duck. Okay. And you know how it is, you're young, it's a bestseller, you know, everybody's coming and offering you a book deal, so you would want to pick up, you know, and write another funny story and all that. So I went down that path really, and then after writing 2 chapters, it's just me and the computer, and I'm so bored.
Okay.
And you know, and it's just dead. And I know that I'm forcing myself to do it, and it's, so you know it, instinctively you'll know that, you know, it's really dead and there's nothing in there. So the chapter was closed, and I told them, you know, I can't do it, I need to do something different. Right. Which is the interview you must have read, that, you know, lots of people are telling me, you know, it's a career suicide, doing a teenage fiction, schizophrenia, you will be called schizophrenic. You know, what is it that you would want to write? Is the first litmus test. What is it that you would want to see through for 2 years is the second litmus, because you will abandon so many of them half developed. So I have these half written scripts, half written books that you've just not gone back to.
So
And
what
once
happens
you-
to them? You just leave them behind?
They just die peacefully until something happens, and I haven't really gotten back to any one of them really. After this interview, maybe I'll just go
That
open
must
my
be
laptop.
a really big graveyard.
That is a huge graveyard. Yes, it is. And I like to believe there's some pearls hidden that need to be discovered. But yeah, there are a lot of stories that that we kind of just dismiss, and they just don't inspire you enough to write. Time duration may not be as much. I may not be able to go back for 1 year and age another year and come back. No, but definitely the emotional ground that I've covered, writing another story versus and coming back, I'd like to say gives me a little distance and perspective.